Christina here for Car Food TV, and I'm with Brandon Cantu. He just won his second bracelet in the $1,500 buy-in at PLO8 event. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you. Thank you.
First of all, tell me how the day started out for you for day one. How did the tournament go from the beginning?
It was pretty steady. I'd say the first couple hours I was always about average, and about 6 hours in I was like the chip leader the rest of the way. From about 6 hours in all the way to about 5 people left in the tournament, I was chip leader.
Did you have somewhat of a roller coaster ride at all, or just kind of steady?
No, it was pretty steady actually. It was pretty steady. It was just up, 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 up. It was really nice when you find a tournament that's like that.
What's your PLO8 experience?
I don't have much PLO8 experience. My poker experience kind of got me through it. I mean, I played a little bit, but I don't specialize in the game or anything.
Well, you finished second in the $1,500 buy-in no limit tournament just a few days before that. When you got close to the final table, were you thinking like, this is your time to like get first? It's
funny because when you make the first final table, you think, you just know how hard it is to be heads up, and you don't want to lose. Like, it's just so hard to be heads up for a bracelet, and that was the one I actually should have won. I was all in free with ace queen versus ace 7.
Heads up?
Heads up for the bracelet, and I didn't end up winning. That was the one I should have won, and I probably should have taken second in the PLO8, but as it happens, poker's weird.
How do you get over the emotional toll it takes on you after playing through thousands of players in that $1,500 buy-in no limit tournament and getting second?
It was okay. I was alright. I could live with it, you know. There's certain times like when you don't play good or whatever happens and you're not happy about it, but I was okay with how I played, and so that was enough.
Alright, now when you got to the final table in the PLO8 event, you were chip leader, right, going in?
Yes.
Okay, how did the final table progress for you? Were there a lot of short stacks?
Well, actually right before the final table, I didn't lose a hand for the last, I didn't lose a hand all day 2 in the PLO8 tournament, and I had over double second place going in. And was there shorts? I don't know. It just seemed like I had like a third of the chips in play. So, and I just didn't end up winning many hands. And I didn't really win any hands, it seemed like, until I was heads up against Lee. I don't know, it was weird.
Well, as a chip leader in a game that nobody's really a huge favorite pre-flop, how do you kind of flex your aggression? Are you just doing it in position, or how do you?
You know, in that game, I think it's really easy to be really aggressive and bluff a lot in that game. And there's just so many. Everybody's drawing to something almost always. So, I don't know, but it just seemed like it seemed like people were. There was a lot of really bad players in this tournament. So.
I was gonna say, with a $1,500 buy-in, was day one kind of a crapshoot with all the inexperienced players?
Yeah, it was. It was. There was a lot of people. There was 800 players, I think, in that tournament, and there's just not 800 players that can play PLO8, you know, in the World Series. So.
Well, you went up with Lee Watkinson. Would you say he was the toughest opponent at the final table?
Yeah, actually, the 2 people that came second and third, Lee and the guy that took third, who was a French guy, he was a really good player too. They were the best. I think we were the best 3 left at that table. Everyone else, I don't think had really even played the game at the final table.
Well, then 3-way action must have been kind of brutal. How do you stay ahead when position is so important in PLO8? The pros keep saying that. So how do you keep up? And was everybody like raising the button every hand, or?
No. You know, 3-handed, I actually got really tight. I was really short, so I was kind of looking for my own spot to get it all in. And while I was waiting 3-handed, I mean, because I was short, I only had like 500,000 or 600,000, and they had the rest of the chips, and they were about even, so it must have been 1.4 million a piece or something like that. And somehow they just and Lee and him get it all in a big pot, and I was so happy at that point. As you know, and then it's heads up and anything can happen.
You entered heads up play as a 2.5 to 1 dog. What was your kind of strategy going into heads up?
You know, I wasn't sure. I was just gonna kind of take it step by step. I really didn't have like a strategy of like a preset strategy. And then I kind of got dwindled away where I was down about 2.8 million to 400,000. And then that's when I was like, he was kind of just blinding me away, and I started playing long ball with him. I think Lee was the better player in PLO8, so I just, whenever you don't feel like you're the better player, I think you usually go long ball.
You
and
gamble it up?
Gamble it up, and that's what happened.
Alright, so what's next for you?
Next, main event.
What day are you playing?
I think I'm going to play the last one. I need some time off, recover from all these poker parties that are going on right now.
Yeah, everybody's throwing their poker parties before the main event gets started so that they can have a couple days to rest up and get that hangover gone, right?
That's right. So Monday I will be ready.
So one question I did want to ask you, it's been since 2006 when you won your first bracelet, and now, so 3 years difference. What's been the biggest change for you as a player?
Well, the biggest change, I don't know if it's a change or not, but the biggest thing was I know how hard these things are to win. And I won my very first tournament, World Series event I ever entered, so they came too easy, and now I played so many tournaments, and it just feels so good, like, to finally win one and be back in the spot.
Absolutely. Well, good luck in the main event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Christy Arnett with Brandon Cantu for Card Player TV.